Alright, man. So, it's first YouTube video. Um, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some stock market shenanigans. So we're gonna talk about the stock market. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the stock market, and primarily what we're gonna do is we're gonna track kind of what I'm doing specifically. It's kind of like a documentation type thing for myself, and so everybody can kind of see, if you're interested in getting in the stock market, what I do, why I do it, how I do it. You know what I'm saying? And if it was beneficial for you or whatever, we can kind of play with other things too. Like I'm thinking about doing like forex trading, and I'm a beginner. So it's fairly new to me as well. I started investing in January. It's now July, almost July. Tomorrow's July. So yeah. So I had some key points I wanted to kind of do as like an introductory type thing. Kind of talk about. So I want to first talk about it if you're interested in investing, why you should invest, things like that, how you're supposed to invest, all that good stuff. The big ticket questions, I guess, for like people who are interested in getting in the stock market. So why do you want to invest? So you have to determine your goal. So you have to determine whether or not you want to be a long-term investor or a short-term investor. If you want to be a day trader, if you want to be a dividend investor, you know what I mean? It all kind of depends. Is your goal to buy a house in 10 years, or is your goal to pay for college in the next 2 years? You know what I mean? It just depends on how you want to invest. So what is the stock market? So the stock market is basically comprised of several different companies who go public. So they basically release, say, 40% of their company into the stock market, and then you can, as an investor, you can put X amount of dollars in it and get X amount of shares of the company or percentages. And those shares, if they go up, then you make money. If they go down, then you lose money. Basically, if the company does well, you do well, vice versa. My only advice for people who invest, because like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm fairly new. I know a little bit, than probably the average person, but I'm not like a stock market expert or anything like that. A financial advisor. My only advice is to consistently invest, regardless if the market's up or down. No matter what people try and tell you, they can't predict the market. Nobody can predict the market. I can't predict the market. Warren Buffett can't predict the market. Nobody can predict the market. So just constantly invest consistently, $200 a month, or if that's too much, $10 a month, whatever. Just put constant, steady flow of income into your brokerage account, whatever that may be. Okay, so that kind of brings up another thing. So a brokerage is how you invest. So a brokerage is like Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, M1 Finance. I think they're a brokerage. Investment strategies. There's the fundamental, and then there's the analytical. So the fundamental is just like, like I like Microsoft. I'm gonna put $200 in Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like if you believe in the company, it's kind of like a you look at the stats, the lows and the highs. You buy smart. If you're interested in dividends, you look at the dividend. It's kind of basic. It's kind of basic, just leap of faith type thing. And then the analytical is like where you see all like the complicated charts, and the dudes have like 10 screens, and then it's like graphs you can't even imagine yourself reading. Half the time they don't use the graphs. How to make money in the stock market. So there's the dividends, and then there's like what I was talking about earlier. If the company does well, you do well, and then you can pull out. You can day trade, which is basically executing a trade the same day you bought it. So like you buy Microsoft, I'm just going to use them as an example. Microsoft for $200, and then it goes up $1, and then you sell it for 201, and you made $1 for the day. You know what I mean? Usually it's penny stocks, or it's smaller like dollar amount stocks, so that way you make a bigger profit off of a smaller dollar. But and dividends, which is what I do. So basically a percentage of what you put in. So if I put in $100 and the company says their dividend yield is 5%, you'll get 5% of that money every year. It's annual. You'll get 5% of that money back every year of your original investment. So $100, I'll get $5 back for the year. So that's divided into however they break it up. If they pay you semi-annually twice a year, if they pay you 12 months out of the year, I'm invested in a shareholding company that pays me every month. things like that. Most of them are quarterly. Most companies are going to do quarterly, so every 3 months. But it's broken up. Is that dividend is broken up? So yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do. That's kind of like a little introductory type thing. In fact, today I executed some fairly large trades. I did a lot today, actually, for whatever reason. I sold my Microsoft position. Here, look, I'm gonna pop it up. Hopefully, if I can figure out how to pop it up on the screen. All right, we're recording. All right, so this is my account. I had, let's see, look, I had Microsoft. I sold them at 201.35 for like a $360 profit. Oh, I went too far. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so now they're a little bit higher. So I could have held on to it and made like a couple extra dollars. You know what I mean? But I sold it. I bought Boeing because they were leading the Dow down. I don't know if I haven't looked at that in a while. So I'm down $2, but that's pretty good compared to what I put in there. I put in almost $1,000. So, but this is my portfolio. You know, I got American Airlines because everybody was selling it. At one point, I was up like $100 on American Airlines. Crazy stuff. But yeah, man, I bought some more shares of this. Some of this stuff I'm down on this, but it's the dividend that I'm interested in because I'm a dividend investor. You know what I'm saying? So that's the plan. That's the idea for the channel. You know what I'm saying? I want to do like kind of like what I just did very briefly. I want to do that on the regular. So I want to do like a breakdown of the week or like a breakdown of, you know, every 2 weeks. I don't know how often I'm gonna put out a video, but I'm gonna put them out consistently. So if I decide once a month, you know what I mean, it's probably not gonna be that much, but you know, once a month I decide let's do like a month recap or whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna try new stuff. You know, if you guys are like, I want to see you trade options, because I've never traded options. What you just saw is all I've ever done. Never done anything crazy, puts, calls. I've never done forex. I want to do forex trading. I want to do all that stuff, man. So yeah, it should be interesting. Should be some interesting stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good little intro. Just let me know what y'all want to see. If y'all think it's, you know, garbage, let me know. If it's a trash idea, let me know. If y'all are here for the journey, let me know, man. Let me know.